welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something, well, pretty relevant for most of us, I think.
Definitely feels that way.
How to find a bit more balance,
Yeah.
in our super connected lives.
Yeah.
Specifically, thinking about intentionally cutting back on screen time.
Mm-hmm. Which is tough when you want to stay informed, right? The digital noise is just constant.
Exactly. It can feel overwhelming, especially if you value efficiency and getting good info.
Absolutely. You're trying to learn, trying to connect, but it's just this barrage.
So we've been looking into some resources on this, including the approach from Stallion, with their notebooks designed for digital detox.
Right. They have some interesting thoughts on why it's needed and how to actually do it.
Yeah, so our mission today is to kind of dig into that, pull out some useful insights.
Like, why is this digital detox thing so crucial right now?
And how can something like a physical journal, which Stallion has obviously put thought into, how can that actually help? Seems almost counterintuitive sometimes.
It does, but maybe surprisingly effective.
Okay, so let's start with the problem itself. Technology overload.
Right.
The materials we looked at, including Stallion's points and broader research, they state pretty clearly that digital overload has become a serious problem.
No question. And it's not just feeling a bit frazzled. It hits our mental health, stress levels, and overall well-being. Really significant impacts.
And there's data backing this up, right? Studies linking excessive technology usage.
Oh yeah, lots of them, showing connections to increased anxiety, depressive symptoms, even poor sleep quality.
And we found references, Stallion mentions this too, to a systematic review of research on digital detox interventions. What does that actually tell us?
Well, a systematic review pulls together findings from lots of different studies. It gives a stronger picture overall. And in this case, they consistently show that reducing screen time leads to significant improvements in mental clarity, emotional regulation, and cognitive function.
So real, measurable benefits, not just feeling better, but actually thinking clearer.
Exactly. Because think about what's happening. All those social media platforms, notifications, smartphone usage, it just constantly bombards the brain. The sources say can overwhelm us, leading to things like attention deficits and chronic stress.
Oh, it really feels like that sometimes. Like your brain is juggling too many balls.
Yeah, constantly pull in different directions. Your focus gets fragmented.
So taking time away from screens, as Stallion suggests, it's like hitting a reset button.
Kind of. It lets you reset habits, gives your brain a breather. This can genuinely improve mood and focus. And importantly, it creates space for more meaningful, real-world experiences.
I remember last year working on this intense project. My phone was buzzing constantly. And even when I knew it wasn't urgent, I'd just glance at it reflexively.
Yeah.
And I realized how much was breaking my concentration. Just adding this low-level hum of stress, I couldn't get into that deep focus zone.
That's a perfect example of what we're talking about, that constant interruption.
So Stallion's approach, it really highlights journaling here as an effective intervention for cutting back screen use. How does that work?
Well, it's fascinating, actually. Writing by hand activates different parts of the brain compared to typing.
Really?
Yeah. Research suggests it fosters more mindfulness, focus, and emotional balance.
Right.
The physical act itself is different.
That makes sense. Typing can feel quite detached sometimes.
Right. And think about digital notes or apps. You open one to jot something down, and boom, there's an email alert, a news headline. You're easily pulled away. Distraction is built in.
So true. The intention gets lost so fast. A physical journal is, well, it's just the journal.
Exactly. It's a dedicated offline space. Stallion points out using a notebook for digital detox can help reduce stress, improve sleep, and enhance mood. Why? Because it gives you a place to process thoughts without digital interruption.
Like decluttering your mind while you declutter your digital habits.
Precisely. And writing down your goals, reflections, and screen-free activities, like they suggest, it makes your commitment more tangible, keeps you engaged with the real-world stuff.
And the journal itself matters too, doesn't it? Stallion talks about their features, high-quality 120 GSM paper, numbered pages.
Absolutely. The experience of writing matters. If the paper feels good, if it doesn't bleed through,
you're more likely to actually use it.
Exactly. It enhances the writing experience. And things like numbered pages and the built-in table of contents that Stallion journals have, that's not just for neatness. It helps you track your progress, revisit thoughts easily, makes the whole digital detox journey more structured and insightful.
Like creating your own personal map of the journey. Okay, let's flip side for a moment. The risks of not tackling this overload.
Yeah, it's important to understand the potential
The
downsides.
resources mention clear links between excessive technology usage and things like depression, anxiety, and sleep disturbances.
Yes, the research is pretty consistent there. High levels of social media engagement and just general prolonged screen time can disrupt normal brain function.
Leading to what?
Things like a reduced attention span, which many people feel, and perhaps counterintuitively, increased feelings of isolation.
Right. Connected, but maybe not deeply. What drives this, though? What makes it addictive?
Well, Lestallion highlights a few key factors. One is obvious, those constant notifications and alerts.
To keep pulling you back in.
Exactly. Then there's the addictive nature of scrolling through social media platforms. The algorithms are designed to keep you hooked.
Endless scrolling. Yeah.
It can become compulsive usage very easily. And finally, just the sheer over-reliance on smartphones for entertainment and communication.
Which crowds out in-person interactions.
Potentially, yes. You lose some of that richness.
I remember a friend telling me she realized she barely made eye contact during conversations anymore because she was always half aware of her phone, even if it was in her bag.
Wow. Yeah, that really illustrates the point. It changes how we engage.
But it's not hopeless. Lestallion mentions a meta-analysis of digital detox strategies, suggesting small steps help.
Yes. It found that even a gradual reduction of screen time can lead to significant improvements in mental clarity and emotional resilience. It doesn't have to be all or nothing.
And using tools like a planner or bullet journal to physically track screen time and replace digital habits, that fits right in with the Lestallion approach.
Exactly. It's about building awareness and making conscious choices for long-term digital well-being.
So, okay, let's get practical. If someone wants to try this using a journal.
Yeah.
What are the steps?
Right. It's about reducing dependency and reclaiming control, not necessarily eliminating tech entirely. The journal notebook is your anchor.
First step.
Set clear intentions. As Lestallion suggests, write down why you're doing this. Is it to improve mental health, reduce stress, or enhance focus? Get specific.
Makes it real. Okay.
Step 2. Create a technology-free plan. Use the notebook to brainstorm and schedule screen-free activities.
Like what?
Anything, really. Reading physical books, practicing mindfulness, outdoor workouts, writing letters, or just journaling itself. Fill the time constructively.
And you mentioned the feel of the journal earlier. Lestallion's soft faux leather cover. Does that actually help?
I think it can, yeah. It makes the physical act more pleasant, more intentional. It provides a nice luxurious feel, a contrast to cold glass and metal, reinforces the break.
Creates a positive ritual around disconnecting. Okay, third step.
Track your progress. Use the journal daily. Reflect on how the screen time reduction is going. How's your mood and energy levels? What challenges came up? What strategies worked?
Learning as you go.
Precisely. Lestallion shares an example, Emily's journey, where using their journal helped her limit social media, silence notifications, and schedule journaling time.
And it worked.
Led to improved mental health. She felt she reclaimed time. And apparently, the built-in table of contents was really helpful for her to look back and see patterns.
That feature does sound genuinely useful for tracking change over time. Not just random notes, but an organized reflection.
Right. It aids navigation through your own thoughts during the detox.
So, Lestallion's journals, they seem designed with this specific purpose in mind. Premium notebooks, 211 pages, that wood-free ivory paper, the soft faux leather cover, numbered pages, and that table of contents.
Yeah, the features work together. The high-quality 120 GSM paper ensures a smooth writing experience. No scratchiness or bleed-through.
Which makes you want to write more.
Exactly. The numbered pages and table of contents provide structure. The soft cover makes it tactile, appealing, a welcome break from screens. It's about making the detox process itself feel good.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the big takeaway seems to be digital overload is real, it impacts us significantly.
Absolutely. And taking intentional breaks, reevaluating our tech use, is becoming essential for well-being.
And journaling, especially with a thoughtfully designed notebook like the ones from Lestallion, offers a really powerful, tangible way to support that detox process.
Yeah, it's not just about reducing screen time, but about what you gain. Greater mindfulness and self-awareness, improved emotional well-being and mental clarity.
And hopefully healthier relationships with technology and people.
That's the goal. Cultivating mindfulness, finding more balance, a notebook can be a surprisingly effective tool for that.
It's a simple thing, but maybe powerful. A way to kind of rewire habits, and embrace a more balanced life.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening.
Yeah.
Think about how much time slips away on screens almost unconsciously. What's one small intentional step you could take today to carve out just a few moments for yourself offline, just with your thoughts? What might you discover in that quiet space?